So Greg Doucette at one point was literally exposed for his turkesterone being, well, fake. He's back at it officially, and now he made this video recently called Steroid-Like Effects, the Real Science of Turkesterone. We're going to be looking through it and dissecting it. Now, if you don't know who I am and you're new here, I'm Chimera Fitness. I make optimal training entertaining and accessible for everybody to watch. And one of my main philosophies is I'm not a product pusher, man. I don't have a supplement line. I'm all about truth, and I have no ulterior motive. I genuinely just want to give you guys the best advice possible. I'm not like a Greg hater even. I was a Greg fanboy, bro. Like, dude, I owe a ton of my gains to Greg. So I feel like I'm uniquely qualified to watch this video because Greg Doucette seems to think that as long as you took turkesterone, you know, fucking global events in 2020 could have been prevented. As long as everybody in the world was just on turkesterone, no fucking shot we would have had to all stay in our house for months. As long as we all took turkesterone. Shit's like a miracle drug, apparently. All right, let's take a look at this. By the way, I love the clickbait on this title. Steroid-like effects is insane.
And so the turkesterone that I'm going to be selling, that I'm currently using, that's absolutely out of this world amazing, is from Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan. See how easy that was? It's a simple country. Everyone can pronounce it with no difficulties. Okay, and so now you know that it's hard to get and rare. Let's talk about something else. And so when I used HTLT Builder, I'd put on significant amounts of muscle. I could feel it working, and I absolutely loved it. And so in my mind, I thought if I get a product with actual turkesterone, that it's not going to be any better. It's going to be about the same. After all, HTLT Builder clearly works. And those of you, the tens of thousands of people who are using it, you know I'm telling the truth. You've used it, you've made the gains, and you know it's not just some placebo effect. You know it works for sure. Now, once I tried the actual turkesterone, this stuff, I couldn't believe it. And I know you're doubting me, but as I said, watch the previous video. I'm not going to go into details. I'm just telling you the truth. Telling you that it far exceeded our expectations.
I want to talk about something first, and that is the fact that if you don't know what his claims were for the Turkesterone, it was actually insane. Bro claimed that he gained 4 pounds of muscle in a fucking month. Do you know what gets you 4 pounds of muscle in a month? SARMs and steroids. That's what gets you that in a fucking month, man. Like, Greg Doucette's somebody who has taken gear before. Like, from what I've seen, bro, people who take steroids, man, like, you don't just, like, keep on upping the dose and continuously get bigger. You know, there's a fucking ceiling. And Greg Doucette, by his own admission, hit his genetic ceiling that only the likes of blasting the hardest shit he could would take him past.
Oh man, I gained this much on 700 milligrams a week. What if I do like 3,000 and add in some of the stronger? Not much difference, 5 pounds. I was like, holy, I just thought it would work. Nope, it doesn't. So the massive, crazy, monstrous doses, like when I did 212 bodybuilding compared to now, 8 pounds of muscle difference compared to super unhealthy, not willing to risk my health for that ever again. Not gonna do it. Don't care how many people write me and say, oh, if you only got bigger. I can't get bigger.
And then he claimed that HTLT Builder, which was Turk Builder, packed on an extra 4 pounds of muscle in a single month. But now he's claiming that Turk Builder, the new one, is even better than that. So what's it gonna do for me, man? Am I gonna gain 8 pounds of muscle? Like, what's it gonna do, man? What is this thing gonna do to me? Now, I know that you guys can smell the bullshit there. Bro, that's fucking stupid as hell. Also, I felt like this might be an important detail, but I am in fact natural, by the way.
Now, I'm not going to name other names. I'm not going to say other sources, but we in fact tested a variety of other people who are selling the same thing. And lo and behold, they didn't have turkesterone. It might say they do, and I'm not naming names. I don't want to get sued, but I couldn't find it. I did not notice any of the leading competitors selling actual turkesterone. And so if you doubt me, double dog dare you. Get it tested. Get it freaking tested, because this is legit. It's not fake. It's not lying. And when you compare this to any other form of turkesterone, try another company and compare it to mine, you are going to be astounded. It is far superior than you even think. I can't exaggerate it. Once you try it, you will be a believer.
You know how you know somebody is not sincere? Whenever they only change whenever they got caught. So I do want to talk about this. Greg is claiming that his turkesterone is the absolute best because he's the only one sourcing it from Uzbekistan. Like, dude, that could be true, that could not be true, but his call to quote unquote like test him, I bet you won't, huh? Bet you won't. What, you think this is fake? You think this is fake? You think I, Greg Doucette, would fake this turkesterone? You think I, despite having done it once already, would fake this? I dare you. Let's go ahead and see, like, what's the average cost of getting something tested to see if anybody would dare to challenge him. Bro. Oh yeah, me and the other bros who watch Greg Doucette will just gather $3,000 to $5,000 to fucking test this product, man. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. They had doubt about buying a $50 product. So they're gonna all of a sudden spend not just $3,000 to $5,000, because you can't just test yours. You also have to test the competitors, right? So now we're going to spend $10,000 so that we can spend an extra $50 to buy from you, knowing that you're a credible source. You know how many people are just going to fucking believe you? That's the scheme here, is that everyone's just going to believe him. Like, he knows nobody's going to actually test it, so they're just going to fucking believe him. Like, it's such an easy cash grab. And also, here's the other thing. Say a fan did test it, right? They don't have the platform to speak out if it is fake, right? And in the time it would take somebody with a platform to do it, one, somebody with a platform would have to buy it, which means they're still giving Greg money. Either way, they're still paying the $50 to get it. And then it's going to take however long it takes to get the test results back in too. And in that time frame, like, he's going to make money, bro.
One thing of note is this, in fact, has varied effects depending on the person. Some people have a harder time sleeping, of which I discussed. Some people it makes them hungrier. Some people it makes them less hungry. But one thing we do suggest is that you don't take this past 5 p.m. at night. It can, in fact, make it harder to sleep. You have so much more energy. You feel so much more alert. And so you could, in a sense, think, this is almost like a stay awake supplement. For some people, this might be ideal for shift workers. I mean, as you know in the last video, I described how I only needed 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night.
I'm sorry, but did Greg just claim that turkesterone will keep people awake? Like, okay, he's claiming that it keeps him up so well that he only needs 3 to 5 hours of sleep a night. He showed a screenshot where he's claiming somebody is giving it to their night guards to keep them awake. You know what this shit sounds like? Fucking meth. Bro's lacing this shit. Also, that's not how it fucking works too. Like, you need a certain amount of sleep per night to be healthy and to, like, function. Dude, I just don't understand. He says turkesterone has varied effects for everybody. For reference, I've taken turkesterone before. Like, I've taken it. And, like, ultimately, you guys want to know what I noticed from turkesterone? Maybe a slight increase in strength. No more than, like, creatine. An increase in hunger. And that's about it. And now, I will give him the benefit of the doubt. I didn't take his fucking Uzbekistanian, like, elevation, triple-checked fucking turkesterone, okay? I took some turkesterone.
Soluble. If you put this in water and you mix it up, it's going to be very soluble. This is different from other HTLT steroids, from HTLT builder and so on. And so if you want to see if it is in fact different, you will notice a distinct difference in both the solubility as well as the taste. If you want to see if Turk builder actually tastes good, I double dog dare you. It's not going to taste good. And remember the Buckley's commercial? It tastes awful, but it works.
Buckley's mixture. It tastes awful, and it works.
I dare you to open up a capsule and taste it. It is horrible. And so if you have actual Turk builder, trust me, you're not going to like it. That is why it's in capsule form. No way you could put it in a mix.
You know, it'd be hilarious if this whole video, he was just trying to justify the fact that it's real turkesterone, and then it ends up being fake again. That shit would be hilarious.
Because I don't want people to make 1,000 videos hating against Coach Greg, but it really does have steroid-like effects. Yep, you can hate me. You can write right now. Get into your comment section right now. Please write comment. I will pin the best comment. Coach Greg is a liar. Craig is a liar. He just cares about making money. Steroid-like effects, that's how I had it. Some people are saying it's like lower dose Anavar. I felt like it was more like halotestin or test suspension. I'm not going to lie. That's how I felt. I went to the gym, couldn't believe it, had more energy, wanted to push harder, was very androgenic in terms of making me feel wired up to want to push harder than last time. And perhaps that's just me. I don't know. I found it very difficult to sleep. Why do you think I stopped taking it? I was in Mexico struggling to sleep from taking this. And so for me, it made me feel like I was on halotestin, test suspension, way more energy to push harder than last time.
Greg said that in this conversation that he was having with somebody, They compared turkesterone to low-dose Anavar. That's already an insane comparison. That is a ridiculous comparison, right? Considering in one of Greg's videos, right, he did a video comparing 2 SARMs to Anavar, right? He still said that the Anavar is undoubtedly the strongest, right? Not only that, he compared 2 of the strongest SARMs to Anavar and said that Anavar is undoubtedly the fucking strongest. Needless to say, turkesterone, this thing that is not banned by WADA yet, some people are comparing it to that. Greg will not even agree with that. He takes it a step further than that and says it's more along the lines of test sus and halo testing. I'm sorry, but what the f***, man? What the hell are you smoking, man? Oh my god. So you're telling me that if I take turkesterone, I won't just feel the same as if I ran Anavar. I will feel like I'm running test.
We used to beat people up for saying things like that. Everything's all topsy-turvy now.
Okay, bud. Okay, Buster. Anyways.
English, and what were the 3 things that it did? Something about red blood cells?
Yeah, so the clinics in Uzbekistan use Turk frequently to help with patients, especially those with diabetes, anemia, and just aging as a whole.
What?
Where one clinic found it reduced the amount of insulin resistance in those with type 2 diabetes, and another clinic found on their patients that it helped with their anemia, and it in fact did help to raise their hemoglobin levels. So
What the fuck are you talking?
that right there is a selling point, because many of us, especially women, are anemic because of the blood loss they have from their menstrual cycles. And the last clinic found that it increased the SF-36 score, which is like quality of life.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah, it made them feel better. And so you're saying, this is a big selling feature. I'm like, nah, not really a selling feature. People don't really care about the SF-36 score or all these other things. But think of it this way. They've been studying this for like 100 years in these countries. And you might think that the United States knows everything, but there's different countries around the world that are using different kind of medicines. And turkesterone in this country, it's something they use in hospital settings and so on.
Exactly, yes. And they don't use it at the dosages we have here. They actually use it at much more conservative dosing.
Greg just claimed that turkesterone is good for diabetes, anemia, and it ups quality of life. He also claimed that the reason that we don't use it in hospitals here, or that it's not as widely used here, is because other countries are ahead of us. Now, that might be true. However, does he understand what the word W means in WADA? It means world. The World Anti-Doping Agency. It's not just a US-based thing. So the way that WADA works is they have meetings with everyone from around the world. So if it was this fucking good, you don't think that somebody from one of these other countries would be like, hey, there's this stuff that you guys haven't put on a list that we've been looking at for 100 years that gives me comparable results to 3 banned compounds that you guys have on the World Doping Agency ban list that are very, very strong. But it also cures my depression, diabetes, and anemia. Maybe we should put that on there. I'm just saying. Maybe we should put that on the list. Steve, I know you're new here, but that's the dumbest fucking idea I've ever heard. Everyone who thinks Steve's idea is terrible, raise your hand. Anyways, let's move on to more pressing matters. Who wants to remove cocaine from the ban list? Oh, come the fuck on, man. You don't think that's a conversation that they would have had? Anyways.
And so what I'm doing, I'm stocking up. I'm not an idiot. I'm stocking up. I got 100 bottles coming to my house because I don't want to miss out. And I can guarantee you this is going to sell out. People are going to want it for sure. And so if you don't get it right away, it's probably already sold out right now, because what we do is we send it out to the people who are newsletter subscribers. I have over 200,000 newsletter subscribers. They get first dibs and they're going to know it. And so after that, if it's not sold out, then we sell it, we open it up to everyone else. And so if you're not a newsletter subscriber and you want things like this, you want to be the first person, the first dibs to get this, then you want to be a newsletter subscriber.
We're witnessing some revolutionary big brain tactics here, right? Bro just made a commercial inside of his commercial.
Now, if I were you, and I'm not, but if I was me, and I am, I would stock up and get as many as I can, because I'm not kidding. This stuff is absolutely phenomenal. And so if you want to take advantage of it, I don't know how long it'll be out, and I know we can only procure a certain amount at a certain speed. We have to get it from Uzbekistan.
But you gotta love the fucking combination, limited stock, and bandwagon effect, like marketing tactic. Man, it's probably gonna fucking work too, is the thing.
Great. This doesn't even make sense. It's not even quantifiable in comparison to the other strains. It's ridiculous. Now, perhaps it gets banned in a couple of years. WADA's like, every person that's using this is getting a significant advantage. No longer is it legal to be used in drug-tested sporting competition. But remember, I'm not competing in drug-tested competitions, so I'm not worried about it. And so if you're natural and you just want to be natural, you're nervous, don't buy it. Save it for someone else.
And that being said, I would like everyone to know that it is not the turkesterone which makes this product special. It is the entirety of the herb. There's only 5% turkesterone, 95% other active / non-active
It's kind of like the 1 + 1 = 3.
That's a nice little throw in, right? Where he's like, oh yeah, by the way, just for those of you plebeians who may have actually taken turkesterone and didn't see anything from it, ours is even more special because it has these other things in it too. Turkesterone's actually only a small benefit, right? It's only a small benefit from you actually getting from the turkesterone. You know, the thing they spent this whole video talking about how real the turkesterone is? Yeah, it's only a small benefit from that one. This is an excellent commercial for Turk Builder. Not just turkesterone, but Turk Builder specifically. I can't wait for Greg Doucette to have to make a natty or not on somebody who is blown up because they look like they're on test and Anavar, only to find out it was his own product they were taking. Obviously, it was just Turk Builder.
A word of caution to everyone. There is an option to take 3 capsules on this, but I highly recommend you only take 1 to assess your tolerance.
Assess your tolerance? He is putting meth in this thing. Holy shit. Fuck Adderall, man. Just pop some of these bad boys before an exam, am I right? My next video, I'm going to be like, Turk Builder cured my ADHD. Oh man, I'm having too much fun with this video, bro.
But yeah, and women out there, this is so good, because if you're a woman and you're taking steroids and you get the deeper voice and you get the hair growth, and you can take this instead and get freaking jacked and ripped from it without the androgenic side effects, this is not causing you to grow a downstairs penis. You're not going to have an Adam's apple. You're not going to sound like me, or, well, like a real man, you know. It's not going to do these things. The results are phenomenal. And even if you're on steroids, maybe go off of them and take this and see how much gains you can keep.
Show of hands to all the enhanced bros who are genuinely gonna pop off of their fucking gear to see how much gains they keep on turkesterone. Bro said, this is a great alternative for women to taking steroids because they don't want the masculinization. Okay, while yeah, turkesterone won't masculinize you, it also won't give you steroid-like gains.
Quit.
Let's do a little thought experiment here. All right, we won't even go with a steroid, right? We won't even go with a steroid. You person watching this video, let's go with a SARM. Actually, let's go with a SARM, right? You know what? Not even like a full-blown SARM. Let's go with MK677, growth hormone secretagogue, right? You take turkesterone, you take growth hormone secretagogue. Off the top of your head, right now, instantaneously, what is giving you better results? I mean, I feel like the answer should be obvious. It's the turkesterone, duh, obviously, bro. Turkesterone has literally cured my scoliosis. Turkesterone is now the vaccine for fucking polio. All polio vaccines will be replaced with turkesterone 100% after this video airs.
Results are phenomenal. And even if you're on steroids, maybe go off of them and take this and see how much gains you can keep. It's that effective.
And I will say, though, we do have a lot of informed audience that have seen what a few science-based YouTubers have said about ectosteroids, and they've said that there's this one study that showed no effect.
I love
But I'd just like to point out, firstly,
Do you guys hear all those people talking over each other, bro? It sounds like bro is about to try to like say like all studies are bullshit, and like his cameraman was like, no, bro. Hey, guys, how about you talk about anything else besides throwing shade at these studies? He just knew they were about to spout some fucking bullshit, so he started talking over them. They're like, nah, bro. Cut that shit out, bro. You gotta stop. You're taking it too far. Writing is too fucking crazy right now.
So that's a huge methodological flaw. And the second thing that study did wrong was use the DEXA scan to look for
worst
differences.
method. Well, not the worst. One of the worst methods. They can't use that for measures.
Exactly. And meanwhile, we have 10 other studies which show a positive effect, and one study which shows no effect. But that study.
Here's the study I need. You're going to use it, and you're going to be mind blown.
Right on.
Bro was like, yeah, actually, there's one study that doesn't show anything. Greg was like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, man. Bro, Greg just cuts him off. Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm not bullshitting. Do I bullshit? Would I lie? Would I put my reputation on the line? Would I say this if it wasn't true? Would I like make this up because I need money? I said in the last video, I have millions and millions of dollars. I don't need to get rich because I'm already rich.
This logic is terribly flawed. By this logic, I'm going to let you guys in a little secret. Here's probably how Greg thinks crack deals go down. Oh boy, howdy, I can't believe I got all this crack for such a good price. Hey buddy, do you want more crack? No, man. I got plenty of crack. I don't need any more.
And so people are going to comment, oh, it's the placebo effect. They're going to do it for sure. And I'm going to be thinking, yeah, you can say that all you like. This shit's amazing. I don't care. Was hesitant to make the video. Then I thought, I'm going to be my authentic self. If people don't believe it, that's fine. I'm not lying. I don't have any ill will. I don't feel at all bad about saying this. You can say I'm lying through my teeth. And if you think so, make 100 freaking thousand videos saying Greg is a horrible person. I welcome all of it because I don't care. Make the videos. Maybe if you're lucky, I'll pick your video and I'll say, hey, let's watch this person hate on Coach Greg and let's just...
Bro, he's talking about me. I'm the dude making the video. Why this pisses me off so much? Because, like, I'm not, like, a Greg hater, even. I was a Greg fanboy, bro. Like, dude, I owe a ton of my gains to Greg. I use tons of his advice, which, like, I have a transformation video coming up here pretty soon, and I'll go a little bit more in depth into it there. But, like, dude, I owe a ton of my progress to Greg is the thing. I hate that he's not real anymore. Every single video feels like a commercial now, and that's just not cool. I don't f with it, man. Do you know how much Greg talked about supplements before he had a supplement brand? Fucking nada. He talked about supplements once every like 20 videos. Now every single video he has some kind of plug for a supplement. Me and a lot of other people don't feel like we can follow his advice anymore because every single thing feels like it has an ulterior motive. It always feels like he's trying to pitch you on something. It always feels like there's a commercial going on. It doesn't ever feel like the advice is real. And dude, like, it'd be one thing if the products were great, dude. I have the first cookbook. I bought the first cookbook from him. And it's a great fucking product. I love it. I still use the recipes from it, man. But man, I'm just not a believer in turkesterone. I'm just not. And for some reason, this has been the one thing that he harps on more than any other supplement. Well, how the mighty fall. Anyways, turkesterone, will it boost your muscle growth naturally? Maybe if you have trouble eating. To be determined on a lot of other things. In the meantime, if you do want to know some things you can do to boost your muscle growth naturally, how about you watch this video right here? Anyways, see you there. Adios.